welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, episode 83. Alrighty then. So we only have one more event we need to do in South City, and that is also our second and final event at Ford, as well as our fifth and last event of South City. And so I'm gonna get in the Focus I purchased from the previous episode, because obviously this is the car I'm going to use for the next event. As I now head down to South City and heading over to Ford, to what is also our last event in South City. And then after that we have only got one city left, and that city is East. And that city is East City. But before I do that, obviously I'm gonna do the usual engine tuning shit, because obviously that is necessary of me. And also because I'm gonna be traditional with this, I'm gonna put on some you know what, I'm gonna put on some speed lines for this event, just because I'm thinking about it. Honestly, they look really bad from one angle, but they also look quite good from another angle. Fuck it, I'm putting these on. And now we're going to head back to South City to completing our last event in South City, which is the Focus Challenge. Our final event at Ford, and also our last event of South City for our first and only race of the Focus Challenge, which is hopefully not taking place at Seattle. Okay, so take 3 of this race, except this time I'm going to do a little bit more tuning to this thing, because I think there is potentially some weight which is probably holding me back. And so I think what it is I'm going to do for this attempt as well, I'm going to put on stage 1 weight reduction so I can get just a wee bit more acceleration down the straight. And, oh, okay, no racing mods are available, never mind. And I'm also gonna put on some sport tyres, you know, just so I can get some more grip through the corners, and yeah, I think that should do it. Because, well, I've had 2 losses in a row, and, well, I don't think I need any more power upgrades, so I'm basically just going to be cheap and go for the more suggestible options. And so we are trying again for our first and only race of the Focus Challenge, driving my Ford Focus 1.8i Z-Tech. And this time we are going to Special Stage Route 5. But will it be the forward course or the reverse course? I'm hoping it will be the reverse course, but we shall wait and see. But hopefully this time I may have everything I need to give myself the W. Now, I would say my car is still on par with the AI, but obviously I have reduced the weight, and I have also put on some grippier rubber as well, because I have a feeling both of those are things I may need, especially considering I've already had 2 losses. Also, furthermore, this is, I think, the first time I've actually raced at Route 5 in a one-make event. And I think I might have over-revved a little there in second gear, but anyways. my car does feel better than it did in the previous 2 runs. Because so far this is effectively the only one-make race I have officially lost more than once. And because of 2 reasons. One is because, well, I clearly do not know. One, because I still do not know how to drive hatchbacks at these sorts of speeds, and 2, because I know how to fucking crash a lot. But somehow I'm actually up into the lead. So I think since I've given this car a little bit more nimbleness, I might be able to win this one. Since ultimately I did have 2 losses in a row, and I was assuming it was because I was carrying some weight. Even though these AI are still fishtailing me, because they are not letting me walk away with this one. And at the moment everything is going well. So I raced at Deep Forest on my first attempt, and well, I also raced at Clubman Stage Route 5 reverse on my second attempt. And well, I figured out that essentially, since my car wasn't quite on pace after the second race, I ultimately decided that in the end, instead of me basically just trialing and erroring for the next couple of attempts, I ultimately just decided I was going to put on weight reduction along with the sport tyres, so then obviously that would give me a little bit more acceleration down the straights, and I also put on sport tyres so I could get a bit more grip through the corners. And okay, and just had a little bit of a wobble there, but I think everything is under control now. I am still holding on to the position as it is. I'm still leading at the moment, and I might be able to get a bump draft, and no I don't. And we're going 3 wide, but I'm just able to fend them off this time. Someone's moving up, but it won't be enough because I have already won this one. And still, it must be said, in my overall opinion, that was a close race, because I only won that event by just over 1.5 tenths, or essentially 17, or just under 1700ths of a second. And at the back it was actually the Ford Focus Gear C-Tech that was at the back. There's the gap from first to 6th, only just over 3/4 of a second. So there we go. Took me 2 failed attempts, but I did it. I have won the Focus Challenge. After a brief intrusion of trialing and erroring, which to me is typical Gran Turismo, and I'm fairly certain by now my win ratio has probably dropped back into the high 84s again, but anyways. 2 failed attempts, but I did manage to get there eventually with attempt number 3, as that has also proven to be the charm. Since obviously there are many people that do say 3rd time's the charm anyway, but for me, at least in this instance, it was the charm. after some minor weight reduction and also after fitting some sport tyres. But yeah, the third attempt was the charm attempt. And as far as I know, that has officially completed South City for us. And well, just to be sure, I'm going to check through and see if there are no events available. So, none at Shelby. There's also no events at Vector. And 0 events at Plymouth. Alright. So there we are. South City is now complete. And so, we now have just one city left, and that is East City. For our 4th and final section of One Lake events. So, 2 failed attempts in the Focus Challenge, but I eventually won it on the 3rd attempt. And we of course are now over 77% complete with this game, and where we shall now officially enter our 4th and final city in this game, which is East City, and also where pretty much the next 20% of this game will be involved. But yeah, South City is now complete. Next up is East City, where for the next 20% it will probably take me up to presumably 97% completion by the time we are done with East City. Then we will have just one event left. And as to what that event is, well, I'm not going to reveal that until the very end, but anyways. There we go. South City is now complete. Coming up next is East City. Stay tuned for more GT2.